To Broward County, more specifically Miramar, where our Janine Stanwood is standing by one of the shelters opened by the county mayor, Mark Bogan, earlier today. Janine.
And Calvin, right now we are at Everglades High School. This is in Miramar, and the shelter, we understand, just opened up at 2 o'clock. It's one of 3 that opened. In fact, you can see Broward County deputies. They are here waiting to take in anyone who maybe feels a little bit uncomfortable. As you know, there's no mandatory evacuation order, so really these shelters are open for people who might live in low-lying areas, might live in mobile homes or coastal areas where they feel like they just want a little extra comfort for the night. Also, this is one of the pet-friendly shelters that's open in the county. Nicholas Gonzalez joins me right now. If you have a pet and you want to stay in the shelter, it needs to be in a crate?
Yes, that's correct. We are asking for anybody who has a dog or a cat, gerbil, or anything like that to please bring a crate with them. Also a leash, proof of rabies tags. We need their registration. We need all the paperwork because we need to know what animal we're coming in with. And like I said, you can come in with your dogs, cats, birds, small rodents like a gerbil or a ferret or anything like that, but nothing exotic, no reptiles or anything like that.
What about food? Are you providing food or water, or you have to bring all of that?
We do have food on with us right now, but we are asking that you guys can bring your food with them. You know, some dogs need special food for, stomach issues and things like that. So we're just asking if you have your own food, please bring it in because, your animals are used to what you have. But if you don't have anything on hand, we do have things here for them.
And again, this is the one section here at Everglades High School in Miramar. There's one section for humans and one section, I guess, for people who have their pets.
Yes, this is for people who, have pets and, are kind of scared of the weather situation that we have right now. So, you can come in, there is a human side, there's an animal side, but you will have time to interact with your animal and things like that. So there's no need to worry about that at all.
Okay, Nick Gonzalez, thank you so much. Earlier today you saw it live on Local 10. The mayor of Broward County spoke to the one and only about the idea of opening shelters. Listen to what he had to say just a couple of minutes ago.
We have opened 3 shelters for the general public, and it's not an evacuation, it's not a mandatory, it's for those people who feel uncomfortable being in their homes and they would prefer staying in a shelter. It's totally voluntary. The 3 shelters are Atlantic Technical College, Arthur Ashe Junior Campus in Fort Lauderdale. The second one is Monarch High School in Coconut Creek. And the third one is Everglades High School, which is the pet-friendly one in Miramar.
And again, you can see right here live pictures from inside Everglades High School. There are BSO deputies here. They will be here around the clock just for safety reasons. And again, most of these shelters are asking you to please bring your own comfort items, bring your blankets and your pillows and your medications and your food, because this is not a mandatory evacuation that's happening here. It's really just for folks' sort of peace of mind and comfort. These shelters will be open throughout the night. Again, this one here opening up at 2 o'clock. Calvin and Nicole, I'll send it back to you.
Janine, just to be clear, I might have missed it or misunderstood. When someone comes in with their pet, do they get separated? How does that work? There's a human and a pet side?
Well, it sounds like once people go to bed, yes, they will sort of separate the humans from the animals. But from what I understand, this is sort of the human-only entrance. So maybe if you have allergies, you can come in here and not be among the pet population. There's also another entrance that if you do have a pet, you and your pet will go in there. But typically, these pet-friendly shelters, they have a whole area that they put the crates for the dogs and the cats and the gerbils. There's a whole area where they separate the pets from the people.
And Janine, what is the capacity, and is it only for today? Obviously, tomorrow it's going to be determined whether or not they can get in.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah.
That's a good question, and I don't know the information about capacity, and let me see, because I know that they have not let us inside. Let me just see if I can ask, what is the capacity here at this shelter for people? What's the capacity here for people at this shelter? You don't know. Do you know? Are you a volunteer? They said they're going to find out. Some of these shelters have been a little tight-lipped about information, at least on the ground, because they're worried about sort of privacy issues. So I think we're still trying to figure out what the capacity is. I think the answer is going to be they're going to have plenty of capacity because this thing opened up at 2 o'clock and there haven't been anybody who's checked in yet. So I don't think there will be a capacity issue. I'm seeing if I can find out information. It may be a little while before we get some information, but when we do, I'll let you know.
All right, well, that's a pretty large high school. I happen to know it pretty well. that track over there in the bleachers, that's where I exercise. So a little FYI.
And I'm sure we'll.
Oh, there you go. That's where
if
you're
you
getting
really,
buff. Okay.
yeah, if you really cared about that. But anyway, thanks a lot, Janine. We will check back in with you shortly.